Hey guys, Coach Caitlin here. Today is Thursday, June 23rd, I believe, maybe the 24th. I need to check. But I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about how different my life is today from like a year ago. And before I kind of go off, I'm going to talk about some uncomfortable things today. And I'm doing it to not brag. I never come from that point of view, and I want you guys to know that if you read my post about what I do as a coach, if you've seen videos, I never come from a bragging point of view. That is not what I like to do. I do this to share it with you guys because this opportunity with coaching has totally changed my life 360 degrees. Without coaching, I would be working right now, probably at Starbucks, and I'd be in all black, covering up my tattoos. I'd be wearing a long sleeve shirt and it's 96 degrees out, and I'd be in long pants because I have tattoos on my legs, so I can't even wear, well, now Starbucks has changed their policy right after I left about showing tattoos, but this time last year I was wearing all black pants, black shirt, couldn't show any of my tattoos or anything, so that's probably where I'd be right now if I wasn't for coaching. So this time last year, I was just getting back from a trip called Coach Summit, which I'll actually be attending next month in Nashville. Last year it was in Vegas. It was my first time attending, and there were 9,000 coaches. It was so exciting because I got to really learn more about the company, Beachbody, and really what the mission is for everyone, and just how everybody is successful doing this. And I got to work out with celebrity trainers and go to these awesome parties and just meet all these people from my team that I get to connect with on social media every day, and even other coaches that I got to learn from. And it was super fun, and it was a total game changer for coaching, for me, for my life, for my business, and seeing where I could really take this. And this year it's in Nashville. I'm super pumped about it because I've never been to Nashville. I've never been to Tennessee or anywhere towards the East Coast or mid United States, so it's going to be a really fun trip, and I'm super stoked because there's going to be 25,000 coaches to 30,000 this year, so it's going to be crazy. They're literally closing down the streets of Nashville for our final block party that I'm super stoked for. But so this time last year, I was working at Starbucks. I was just going part-time because I was able to replace part of my income because of coaching, and I was able to go on this trip. I didn't have any paid vacation, but because of coaching I was able to do it and not worry about missing a week of work, a week of retail, because I was able to work from home and work from anywhere. And I actually came back from Vegas having a record pay week, which was really cool. I matched what I was making in retail. And that was a really cool thing because I was in Vegas and I was with my friends and I was still able to work, and I was getting training on how to be a better coach. And actually this time last year was the first time I bought a crop top, this crop top, and it was for Vegas, and now that's half of what I own in tops, so non-scale victory there. And that's a big part of coaching, is constantly being on your health journey and sharing it with others, and that's one of the reasons I love what I do, because I get to better myself each day and help better others. So it's crazy for me to think it's 96 degrees out, and if I was working retail I'd probably be in all black, and I get to work from home wearing whatever the heck I want, showing my tattoos, not worrying about a dress code, not worrying about somebody setting my hours or having to go into work at 5 a.m. because I had to do that, or working till 9 p.m. because I had to do that, or way back when I first started retail when I was 18, I used to work to 1 in the morning, 4 p.m. to 1 in the morning, Those are those hours with retail. You never know where you're gonna have to work depending on where you work. So, and you don't necessarily have control of that either. People say you get preferred schedule or whatever, but a lot of the time you don't. Things change and you just have to roll with it. And that's one thing I love about coaching, is I'm able to create my hours and work from home, and I decide what I work and where I work, and I can work from anywhere with Wi-Fi. So I'm really fortunate with that. And so it's so crazy for me looking back a year because my perspectives changed this summer. So I'm going to Nashville in 3 weeks. For a week, and it's going to be super fun. I'm getting in a few days early from our event and exploring Nashville with friends, and then I come back, and about 14 days later I leave for Costa Rica. I've never been out of the country, and I'm super stoked because this is an all expenses paid trip that I actually earned last year through coaching. And I am like beyond excited about it because I've never been out of the country, and I get to go with some of my really close friends who are all doing what I want to do, and we're staying at a yoga retreat and we're doing all these excursions, and it's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm excited to share that with you guys as well. And then shortly after that I'll come home, and then I'm going to go visit my sister again in LA. And if you guys didn't know, I was actually there for 5 weeks earlier in the year. Mid-March, most of April, I was there helping my sister out, and I got to do that because of coaching. I can work from anywhere. It was actually supposed to be a 2-week trip. I kept extending it because I didn't have to ask for a paid vacation, or I didn't have to ask for an extension, and my business was actually booming while I was down there. It was a really fun thing to see, and I know that I get to travel, and that's just part of my job. So this week, in June, I had a total, like this last week, Thursdays are paydays for coaches, and I had a record pay week. I'm not going to say the exact number, but I had almost a 4-figure week. So it's a really cool thing to see in my business, because I made like a fraction of that working retail if I worked overtime. Like, I barely lived paycheck to paycheck, guys. I wasn't able to travel. I wasn't able to go do fun things. I wasn't able to go hike every week and spend time bettering myself. Like, I just didn't have time, and I was stressed, and I was frantic, and my anxiety was always super high. And now I'm able to buy a plane ticket to Nashville today, and I'm able to go to Costa Rica, and I'm able to see my family and travel and pay it forward. And that's really why I wanted to make this video, because my story has changed so much in the last year. My why has changed so much, because when I first started coaching, my whole goal was to be able to quit my retail job, and I was able to do that within 10 months of coaching. And I didn't even take coaching seriously the first 4 months. It took me a little bit of kind of dicking around, and I had to decide if I wanted to do this, because it is hard work, because you are your own boss. You're accountable to yourself and to your team, and you have to step up and create your own hours. I've been a big procrastinator my whole life, and I have to work on changing that always. I have to pull my head out of my ass half the time now. So it's a hard job, but it's fun and it's fulfilling, because you get to work with your best friends. Today I went and met up with one of my coaches in the park, and we got coffee, and we were twinning. We were both wearing shorts, a tank top, and these hats and these brimmed glasses, and it was so funny, because like really half the time when I meet the coaches on my team, or I meet my challengers, who I meet through social media more than half the time. It's like 90% of my challengers and coaches I meet through like Instagram and Facebook, and it's really fun. But when we actually get to meet in person, half the time we're twinning, which is just funny, because your vibe attracts your tribe, and you get to work with the people that you want to work with. And to think that this time last year, I didn't even know that this was possible. I didn't know I'd be going to Costa Rica. I didn't know I'd be going to Nashville. Actually, I did know I'd be going to Nashville, because I got my ticket for Coach Summit last year. But like, just to see how much my life has changed from someone who was working paycheck to paycheck, who barely graduated high school, who didn't go to college, guys. I keep saying this because I think it's important. Like, you can have a college degree and be a coach. You can have a degree in nutrition. You can have a fitness background, but I didn't, and I don't. I still don't. And I'm able to help people, and I'm able to work from home. And I just want to show you guys that it's possible for someone who's 23 and ADD and all over the place. And I just think this is a crazy opportunity that's totally changed my life, and all I want to do is pay it forward and show others that they can do the same thing and be their own boss, and not have to worry all the time, and not have to stress, and not have to have the anxiety or like dreading going to work because of your coworkers or your boss, having to work for a bosszilla. Like, we've all been there, and it's my goal to show others that they can do this too, because if I can do it, anybody can do it, and I want to help you. So if you are listening to this and have watched all 9 minutes of this, and you're thinking, why not me? Send me an email, send me a message, Caitlindaviesfitness@gmail.com, and I hope to hear from you guys, because especially right now, like, you don't have to have a six-pack to be a coach. You don't have to have this crazy expectation of yourself. You just have to show up, be on your journey, and pay it forward to others. So I'm looking forward to talking to you, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. Bye.